Hey, I'm Bryan from Bryan Boliver Music, where we have a vision to help Christian indie artists and songwriters bring their songs to life. And this is my wife, Susie.
Hey!
And today we're going to talk about something really important.
Yes, super important.
And it's maybe not really obvious when it comes to talking about music.
Right.
But we're talking about artwork today.
Yes.
Artwork is such an important part of the process. In fact, I would dare to say that it's a part of the song.
Definitely part of the song.
Because people hear the song, and the artwork is how they see the song.
It's one thing we didn't really think that much about and put that much effort into when we first started.
Yeah,
Right? It was
so focused on the music and the songs and the writing and all
Right.
that, which is of course is like really important.
super important.
Super important. Something I was thinking about too is a songwriting term, prosody or prosody.
Right.
People who are better at it probably know how to say it right, but I'm going with prosody today.
Prosody. I like that.
In the same way that you want to write lyrics that fit the mood and melodies that fit the mood of your song, you want to have artwork that fits the mood of your song.
Right.
You know, you don't want to have like a super dark, intense, like rusted metal factory for like happy pop song.
Right.
It doesn't fit.
Right.
You know, and I mean, if you're going for that ironic thing, like that's cool.
Right.
You know, but for the most part, like you might have someone going through their feed and they see like this really nice image. They're like, oh, I like that. What is that? It's a song.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna check out the song because it seems like it matches my mood. So
Right.
the prosody of the artwork fits just like the prosody of your lyrics and melody.
Makes sense. A couple practical tips we have noticed that's worked for us is on your album to have your name and the name of the song, right? Because when you're looking through, if someone's going to save it or look at it or just that visual like memory that they're going to have, they're going to see your name and they're going to see the name of the song. So they're always going to have that when they go to look you up. So how do you get your artwork? That's important.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can obviously find a graphic designer. There's a lot of people who do amazing work out there and professionals at what they do. Or, you know, you could take a more personal approach to it. You can be creative and try to make it yourself because there's like a ton of apps, a ton of websites.
Tons of ways to do it.
Where you can just go and you can experiment. And the cool thing is like, even if you like try and you're like, man, I don't like this at all, then you can hire somebody.
Right.
You know, but it's worth a shot because you can make it your own and nobody.
You can use pictures that are like that mean something to you or they represent the song. We've also noticed when you use your face, you know, profile, the mug, it seems to grab more attention. We haven't done it for, you know, a good portion of our songs, but we definitely have tried. You know, if you just go and take a picture and then you can edit it yourself, there's so much you can do now, like you said, with apps and black and white. Everything's cool black and white.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into the third part, which is about just like the branding aspect, the promotional aspect. So, you know, of course, the album art has a lot to do with the song itself. We already talked about that. We also talked about practical ways to kind of make it known. But then the third element is, you know, in a way, it's advertising.
Right.
You know, it's bringing people in. So, you know, with that, you keep your branding in mind, like you mentioned, black and white. Like if you decide that all of your brand is black and white, then all of your stuff can kind of have that muted look to it. You know.
It's kind of cool when everything has a uniform. I think when you're just starting out too, you're trying to find what works. Like for us, we've tried colorful, we've tried bright, we've tried muted, we've tried black and white, and it's just kind of figuring out what you like, what goes with your song. You know, finding your brand is a whole thing. That could be our next segment. Ding.
So yeah, I mean, and it's cool because if people find your artwork or your song on Spotify and it's got this kind of look to it,
right,
and then they follow you to your Instagram page and it has a similar look to it, that's a brand, people.
That's a brand.
And so it's an easy way to just build it into everything you do. So you know, that's definitely something to consider.
That's what people are doing now, kind of with presets. You know, they're finding presets for their photos, and everything's having a same look, and it's all preference, you know, whether you like something bright or whether you like something more colorful and saturated.
Like a band once said, you've got to keep it saturated.
Keep it saturated. Hey. And one final thing we've noticed is just like take your time with it and really think about it and really put a lot of thought into it. Like it's something in the beginning we didn't do. We kind of did the song and we went through it and we'd get to the end and then we'd have like 24 hours to think of artwork and we'd kind of throw it together and then just throw it out.
Yeah.
Well, not throw it out, but
Just give it a good old college toss.
But now we really, like, as we're doing the song, we're thinking of artwork through the whole process, and we're thinking what's gonna, like, really fit this mood and fit this vibe.
Yeah, it's really important. It's not something to rush through.
Right.
You know, like as you're working on the song, maybe not in the writing room, but maybe in the writing room,
Right.
just start taking notes. Be like, hey, I can kind of see this, or like
Right.
for me,
or I have a picture that I took on a trip in Tennessee 3 years ago that I think would fit this, you know.
Right, like we have a song called Tennessee that we
Right.
used a picture that we took in Tennessee, and
Right.
that was it.
That was it.
Okay, so in recap, the artwork is the visual representation of your song. It's how people will see your song.
Preference for us is we like to have the title of the song and the name Bryan Boliver on all of our cover art.
It's a branding tool. It's a
Yeah.
promotional tool. You know, even when it comes down to doing like ads and things like that, like it's a great way to get your face or your work out there. You know, so you want it to be a great crisp image.
Yes.
And it ties into your branding too, so it's a
Right.
great tool to just subtly do that. And the last part, and a really important part, is take your time, because obviously we kind of unpacked a lot of things here.
Right.
It's not just something just to like just wing. You know, I mean,
we did that. We done that.
we've done it. We've done wung it
We
before,
did that,
and
we've noticed the power of taking your time and really, like, kind of meditating on it, finding what you like and what you don't like.
yeah, just the way you're going to think about your song, just the way you're going to think about release dates and all that
Right.
stuff. You know, it's a really important part. So it's worth spending the time to do that. So we have a free download
Free download. It's a free download.
called the 10 Steps to Release Well. So if you click the link below, you'll get direct, instant access to it.
Yeah.
It'll walk you through the process all the way from writing songs to getting your music out to streaming platforms. And the third step, 1, 2, 3, is all about artwork.
Yeah. So it's all in there.
And thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video.